Rahugana Twamapi Advanusya Sanyasta Danda Krita Bhuta Matra Sanyasta Danda Krita Bhuta Maitreya Asaj Chitatma Hari Sevaya Sitam Asaj Chitatma Hari Sevaya Sitam Gyanasim Adhaya Tarati Param Gyanasim Adhaya Tarati Param Rahugana Twamapi Advanosya Sanyasta Danda Krita Bhuta Maitraha Asajitatma Hari Sevaya Sitam Gyanasim Adhaya Tarati Param Mataji. What meaning? Rahugana, O King Rahugan. Tvam, you. Api, also. He, certainly. Advanaha, on the path of material existence. Asya, this. Sanyasta danda, having given up the king's rod for punishing criminals. Krita bhuta maitraha, having become friendly to everyone. Asajitatma, whose mind is not attracted to the material pleasure of life. Hari Sevaya, by the means of loving service to the Supreme Lord. Sitam, sharpen. Jnana asim, the sword of knowledge. Adaya, taking in hand. Tara, cross over. Ati param, to the ultimate end of spiritual existence. Translation and purport by His Divine Srila Prabhupada. Ki Jai. My dear King Rahugan, you are also a victim of external energy being situated on the path of attraction of material pleasure, so that you may become an equal friend to all living entities. I now advise you to give up your kingly position and the rod by which you punish criminals. Give up attraction to the senses, to sense objects, and take up the sword of knowledge sharpened by devotional service. Then you will be able to cut the hard knot of illusory energy and cross to the other side of the ocean of nescience. Please repeat after me. My dear King Rahugan, you are also a victim of external energy, being situated on the path of attraction to material pleasure, so that you may become an equal friend to all living entities. I now advise you to give up your kingly position and the rod by which you punish criminals. Give up attraction to sense objects and take up the sword of knowledge sharpened by devotional service. Then you will be able to cut the knot of illusory energy and cross to the other side of the ocean of nescience. Purport. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived. Yeah. This verse is Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Okay, this is a verse from Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Well, let's do it. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna compares the material world to a tree of illusion from which one must cut oneself free. Narupam asyeha tato palabhyate nanto na chadir na cha sampratistha asvatam enam suvirudha mulam sangha sastrena dridhena chitva tatha padam tat parimarghi tat tavyam yasmin gatana nirva tanti poyaha tam eva chadyam purusham prapadye yatha praviti prashrita purani. Translation. It's a quote from Bhagavad Gita, from Bhagavad Gita 15.3 and 4. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this tree with a weapon of detachment. So doing, one must seek that place from which, having once gone, one never returns, and there surrender to the Supreme Person of Godhead, from whom everything has begun, and in whom everything is abiding since time immemorial. Bhagavad Gita 15.3 and 4. And there's no purport. Okay. Hare Krishna. Om Gyanatimindasya Gyanajanasvakya Chakshmitamina Tasmai Sigurvai Namaha Krishnai Kachita Madamoha Vinasakarim Madhiskata Prabhupada Swami Dosa Vidi Paribuddhi Manda Buddhim Sanchintayami Charano Tava Bhakti Hetu Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Radha Shiva Shri Shri Gaur Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Translation again. My dear King Rahugan, you are also a victim of the external energy, being situated under the path of attraction to material pleasure, so that you may become an equal friend to all living entities. And I now advise you to give up your kingly position and the rod by which you punish criminals. Give up attraction to the sense objects and take up the sword of knowledge sharpened by devotional service. You will be able to cut the hard knot of illusory energy and cross to the other side of the ocean of nescience. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, and I'm so sorry. There's been a switch this morning. So my name is Saksi Gopal Das, and I'm honored to be here this morning to have your association. And especially, I think I met Maharaj for the first time. Thank you. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for your association. So we're going to discuss in this verse that cover a few points, but the most important points, the points that Prabhupada make, you can understand that although talking about King Rahugan, there's so many King Rahugan actually. There's so many Rahugans who claim to be kings in the material world. And so everybody wants to load it over the material nature, and you want to be in control and enjoy this under the influence of ignorance, and one start thinking that they can maneuver or control the material nature, which is in fact under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is practically impossible to really counteract all this force of nature, of the material nature. Because this material nature is working under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Brahma, after his pride was curbed, he was defeated. In that way, he felt very guilty and ashamed. And then he actually recited Brahma Samhita. And the verse from there is Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhan Sakti Eka. Cha eva yase bhuvani vivarti durga ichhana rupam apiyasya chatate satesa govindam adi purusham tamaham bhujami. This verse is beautiful. There's one very, very, very important word that used in this verse is icha. Icha, Shristiya, Ichana Rupam Apiyasa Satesa. Annihilation, destruction, all the things is done by Durga and Shiva, but nothing happened without the desire of the Supreme Personality of God, and Govinda is Icha. And another verse also in Bhagavad Gita also mentioned Maya Daksina Prakriti Suyate Sakara Acharan Vituna Jagat Vipari. So these three modes, this nature is working under the control of three material nature, three modes of material nature, Durga, but is also without the permission, the direction of the Supreme Purush, Adi Purush, Sri Krishna, Govinda, nothing can happen. So the question is, how do we overcome this influence of the material nature when we start thinking that actually we are not the doer or enjoyer in whatever way. How are we going to come to the platform? How is that we can... You don't try to defeat Maya. We won't be able to defeat Maya. Who can defeat Maya? Because Maya Devi, she's a devotee of Lord Krishna herself. So doing a service, her service, to keep the conditioned soul here in the material world, because they want to enjoy, exploit, they enjoy the senses. So Lord Krishna, through the energy of Maya Devi, he creates a situation where the conditioned soul start thinking that they are the controller, enjoyer, and they get the kicks of life, and then forgetfulness kick in, And then when the forgetfulness kick in, you forget about the pain that you've gone through to enjoy that drop, chapala dukkha, chapala sukha, that drop of so-called nectar or enjoyment. Because of the influence of forgetfulness, you forget the pain that you've gone through to enjoy that bit of, is it really worth it? So the only way we actually can come to the platform, Prabhupada said, to go back to God, to Krishna, is through the mercy of a Vaishnava, the mercy of a devotee. So King Rahugan has been so fortunate to have the association of the great devotee like Jarabharat. So renowned. The devotees are mostly, they are misunderstood, because nowadays it's like you judge, it's like we are studying Bhagavatam, we say you judge a book by its cover. So to be accepted in this it's a way of life, in material life, you have to be suited properly and tie and be scholarly, look scholarly in that way. And devotees are not affected by that. They go simple, and people are called, they're wearing bed sheets, and shave the head. And sacrifice the most valuable things. That's considered one of the most valuable things, is the hair. So the hair of somebody who is like, you tint it, twist it, and curl it in different ways. And so a devotee to come in contact, and they shaved, and then they renounced. My mom also, when I joined movement, I had this long hair to my shoulder like that. So she told me, okay, you gave up everything, you move in the ashram, but why should anyone have to shave the hair? I don't understand that. But she understood after 6 months when she became a devotee that how a devotee is not something externally, it's secondary, the primary consideration is most. But the devotee also, like we say, a policeman will dressed, in uniform and have his attire in that way. He feel like a Kshatriya and he'd go to do his duty. So Vaishnavas also, they dressed up, suit up in that way, with wearing simple robes, shaved head, tilak. It's a beautiful description in Shastra how the Vaishnava should be. Because although this faith, although the beginning stage is Adho Shraddha, there's another thing that we tend to forget that comes before that is a good regards. To have a good regards. If I don't have a good regards of it for a devotee who behaving properly, so there's no question of having faith. So in the Charyas, he also, that's what the Haridas Thakur, he not only preached about philosophy, but he also acted as a Vaishnava. So a devotee, by his appearance, his way of dealing with each other, it attracts others one, we may call them contingent soul, but there are so many good people out there with beautiful qualities. Nowadays we stop using the word karmis because a devotee can join tomorrow and become so advanced Vaishnava. So with all those beautiful qualities. We have labels, our devotee ISKCON, that we are the top kind of human beings, and then with a pride, we put ourselves that we are superiors, and then we don't behave according to what we preach, then it defeats everything. So that we learn in the beginning that in verse 19, I was going to talk about that, but it's 20 we're doing, that a devotee, a person is trained properly. So our movement, we train Vaishnava in the beginning with all these qualities under the supervision of a spiritual master or advanced devotees, go through all the seminars, learning verses, getting up in the morning, sadhana, and devotion. They are trained properly. They are trained from the very beginning. And that example is given by great personality. Even Lord Ramachandra went to Gurukul, Lord Krishna went to Gurukul to teach us how we should cultivate and be a proper human being, and to know the Shastra, and to know how to deal with Vaishnavas, and to understand how insignificant we are. We're very insignificant, but we are eternal. We do, just like the Lord is eternal, we are also eternal. Mama evam sajiva loka jiva bhuta sanatana. We are eternal fragmental part. We may be fragmental, but we have these qualities of, Satchit Ananda. So Srila Prabhupada explained we have to be just like an ocean of water and drop of water is the qualitatively one, quantitatively different. So we have to. So here Prabhupada said Bharat is telling King Rahugan, you have to come to this platform. Start getting detached from the what's a weapon of knowledge. The weapon of knowledge is the only way we can, cut to pieces and all this influence of material nature. And that can only be possible if somebody takes shelter of a spiritual master and serve that person doing all the menial service. Nowadays, we may be thinking if a devotee join, I serve in a management for some time, and we tend to send devotees as soon as they join because we want Lakshmi, we want money to run. Sorry to use the word money. So to run the temple. So as soon as the person joins, we just send them for Sankirtan, go collect money. And then they collect money for a few months and they disappear. And they're gone. They got a ticket to go other place of Europe and become a bus driver. So it happened. I've seen that. How devotees, as soon as they join, they send out the bag of books and paraphernalia. Previously, they were selling those paintings, canvas, and collect money. And as soon as you deal touch with money, and you get so much of temptation, and then that's it. Gain my ticket back to Godhead. No, they don't going there. They go to European countries and take a job there. It becomes whatever. And then with that side, the devotees should be trained. When I join, there is no such thing going Sankirtan. You join, you go straight in the kitchen. You go and wash the pots. Go wash the pots, and then when the guru visits, asking, "What are you doing? What service are you doing?" I'm washing the pots. Proudly, I'm washing the pots. The guru said, "Very nice. Washing your pot, cleaning your heart. More you wash pot, more you clean your heart." And then this way you know your real identity, that you are a servant. Maharaj, there was a complaint that a complaint came to Bhakti Maharaj when I was Temple Commander. Then Maharaj called me in his room. Guru Maharaj told me, I have complaint. I got a complaint from a devotee. And what was the complaint? That you're too hard with him. You're too hard. So Maharaj said, but I know he's a troublemaker. I have heard he's a troublemaker. So I told Maharaj, yeah, he comes and take prasad and he disappears for the day, and he only comes for lunchtime. Yeah. So I was telling Kumara, I'll make sure everything is running smoothly. Maharaj said, you have to change your approach. Change your approach. So you have to you get to his heart. Once you have his heart, he has faith in you to see that you care for him, you care about him, you have so much of love for him, things will change. And everybody is still in the movement now, he's 30 for 13 years. For 30 years. And we meet and we are good friends. And then he was just an ordinary bhakta. This compassion, we have to develop such compassion. So Jarabharati is so patient, so humble, but he was not a fool. Although that was Eddie was saying, a person who are ignorance, they see a devotee, say, no, this person is maybe dropout, school dropout, or not educated and wearing bed sheets, and they want to have an easy life, and they say, it's tough. Getting up 3 o'clock in the morning and Mangalarati devotion is tough. And then, anyway, and we're not talking about regulatory principles. I'm just talking about basic, small beginning. So, what I was saying, so immediately we tend to judge a person who is intellectual and who is not intellectual. Yeah. So this devotee, and there's another devotee, he joined the movement. He was, he said, temple is not a place for lazy and crazy, right? So this person joined. I'm just trying to tell you how devotees should be compassionate and have this compassion. You want to save that soul. This person joined. Yes, I was civil commander. So this devotee comes and he take a knife from the kitchen and he starts chasing all the devotees to stab them. To stab them and then chase them and came out because the temple was there and the kitchen was on the same floor. And they came out of the kitchen and chasing, going inside the temple room and chasing. Anybody was screaming, and I came out from my room and the devotees just pushed me to him. I said, "Yo, Temple Commander, you deal with this." So, and I stood there. Yeah, the devotee told me, "Prabhu, I don't want to hurt you. I've got a problem with that one, So I said, "No, I'm not going to move from here." You did a famous saying, "You want to go through, you heard the person, you go through me." I didn't say that, but but I stood there. I said that has my duty to see what in a situation like that. So he stood in front of me. He said, "No, Prabhu, I don't want to do that anymore." And he dropped the knife. And he dropped the knife. A devotee is serving till now for 35 years. And it's gone world, they pay him to fly everywhere. His ticket, and he's a Grihastha now. Maybe that was a solution. Got him married. Took out all the passion. So, in some ways, I get them married. Things change. So, but I'm not saying Grihastha ashram is good. I'm not saying Grihastha ashram is bad. But I'm not promoting. So, but if you see, you better be Prabhupada, you say, you better be an honest street sweeper. They were dishonest, so-called, anyway, you know what I mean. So you have to be honest to yourself. So embrace, and then, I was going to talk about that, about the Griha Sastram and Griha Medi. So here, you accept the take shelter of a spiritual master, and then get educated and get his knowledge, and that's the only way we can. They cut all the knots of illusory energy and cross over to the other side of the ocean of science. So this is what we join. Why we join ISKCON? Why? I have when I joined, I've seen. When I walked in the temple, I see the devotees dancing and chanting. I said, the only thing I want is that happiness, nothing else. How can you be so happy? I just want that. And then we all came in that, we attracted in that way. Some with prasada, of course. But it's like, this, you see, and then, I want to serve those devotees. I want to learn the technique, or what do they do to be so happy. So you were like you consider yourself very degraded, it's very low compared to those Vaishnava. But after some time, things has changed. It's changed. I don't see that anymore. That this devotee is advanced, that devotee is more advanced, I need to serve. What has changed? You see that bhumina apanalavayo kam bhumina apanayo kam man buddhi rahankarityam. So apart from the five earth, water, fire, air, ether, the subtle element, mind, man, buddhi, ahankar. Out of the gross element, the ether is the finest element. But in the subtle element, the ego is the finest, but it is the strongest. How can this false ego can be so strong? And then in one class, Maharaj mentioned that false ego is a catalyst of envy, So envy and ego. So envy is a catalyst of a false ego. So if one has this false ego, that I'm better than the other person, then envy kicks in, So envy is a catalyst of a false ego. If one didn't understand the first step, this is the first step, that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. That we didn't understand the philosophy that we're supposed to be the baby step. So imagine, but we don't understand that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And we are so tiny, practically non-existent. Non-existent, so tiny, so small, but we have so much of this ego is like stopping us. Now, I'll give you in a stage. There was Chaitanya Das Prabhu, he was giving a class. He passed away. Now, he was saying, he gave a story. There's a sannyasi, Nityananda, but not this Nityananda. So he took sannyas, and he used to go and beg, door to door, house to house. That Sankirtan is supposed to be like that, door to door. But now it's over the phone. Prabhu, I'm going to visit you, come and collect something. But if you go door to door, house to meet, like Nityananda Prabhu just go house to house and throw himself down and pay dandavat. Say, please chant the holy name, please. And he will beg. So this sannyasi, he used to go back like Madhukari, like a bumblebee, just go collect and then make his living. So he always walk, and he always skip one mansion. Everybody used to go Sankirtan, used to go all the mansion, and they will leave all the small houses. We say, if I go to the mansion, big house, will give me big money. So we go to the smaller house. So they used to skip the smaller house to go to the big one. But this sannyasi was skipping the big mansion and going to the smaller house. So the landlord used to see him passing his house all the time. And the one day it started raining. It was heavy rain. So just to keep away from getting wet, he took shelter of that mansion just outside. And this landlord saw the sannyasi, and he was like, felt, I should call him inside, So he went down and opened the door. He said, please come in. You're getting wet. He said, no, I'm okay. No, I'll go just now. He didn't want. He had to probably beg him, please. So he felt, what? If this sannyasi doesn't come to my home, I'm going to hell, because I'm so degraded, and he has the Lord. He can give me, like King Rahogan, he can give me what is so hard to receive, to give me Krishna, And then, so he wanted that. And he practically begged him to please come, and he came inside. And he didn't want to sit. He said, please, no, I'll go just now. He said. So this landlord was very curious. Why? He asked him, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you one question. You always, I see you every day walking past and going, but you always skip my house. You never like to come. I just want to know. Please tell me. Please, I just want to know why you always skip. Then he was, so ashamed. You know what? How to put it? Then he said, maybe you don't remember. I was also a landlord. I was also a landlord, but you was more wealthier than me. The bigger landlord. So there's always, he envied him. He envied him that time. So he envied him that he was a bigger landlord, and I'm not, to his level. Imagine, he became a sannyasi. He's supposed to be completely free from all this influence of this ego, envy, and like that. But you still have this attachment, that ego, that's still. So that's the thing, because up to what level this ego can influence us is to any level. So the basic thing is to know that, Jivara Saropa Hoy Krishna Ranitya Das, well, I'm eternal servant. Maharaj told me that the incident of that devotee to get to his heart and to engage him in that way. Maharaj said, bigger leader is a bigger servant. Maharaj showed me, bigger responsibility you take, bigger servant you become. You pick somebody, and I had this Vaishnava etiquette from Maharaj in 1989. So he was telling how to pick somebody, you have to really go down to pick the person. You can't say, okay, come up, You have to extend yourself. You have to probably go down and pick the person up. And that's a Vaishnava, that's a devotee. That, the mood, the humility, and so we say these qualities of God, that's why a spiritual master is worship, is as good as God. But why as good as God? For us, we don't know God. We don't know Krishna. So for us, Prabhupada is God. For Prabhupada, to our eyes, Prabhupada is everything. Yeah? And Prabhupada break it down. He said, Krishna is God. But to the disciple, spiritual master is everything. Yeah? And to serve a Vaishnava there are so many ways to make quick advancement. There's three substances that's required to make a quick advancement. It is the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, the remnants, and the water that feet been washed by that water. Those three substances. Anyone should really, by hook or by crook, you got to get that remnants to advance and to do some menial service to advance devotee. And a Vaishnava never consider himself to that level, to advance. So Maharaj also said, don't become a leader and start, now I'm going to exploit everybody. I'm going to exploit everybody to serve me. So, what time now? Do you have more time? 15 minutes more, okay? So I can torture you a little bit more. Sure. So he's saying, I was going to speak about the Grihastha ashram, what the difference between a Grihastha and a Grihamedi. It's considered a dark world, dry, covered, and not only the empty, dry world is compared to a well that's been covered with grass, that you can't even see the well. So that's a Grihamedi and Grihastha. Grihamedi, his life is centered around the family. Grihamedi. And Medi means one who is envious. Medhi, so Sanskrit word. one who is envious. We spoke about envy. So, but a Grihastha is not way. He do his duty, not like if he take a Grihastha ashram, he don't want to run away from it when he see difficulties. He executes his duty, take care of his family, but he put Krishna in the center. When I decided to take Grihastha ashram after being a brahmachari for 10 years in the ashram, Jai Jagannath, Maharaj, when I approached Maharaj, he told me, but I could see he was not too pleased, but he didn't discourage me. He told me, okay, this is what you want to do. But you promised me two things. Deity service and preaching. I mean, if I do deity service, why Maharaj said that? I explained to you now. Maharaj was so expert. He will tell you really, do deity service to know that you are not the enjoyer. The Lord is the enjoyer. We are the enjoyed, not the enjoyer. And preaching, why Maharaj told me that? I understood later on Maharaj was that if I have to preach, I have to read, I have to study books, I have to learn. Otherwise, it becomes difficult. Because what we're going to be preaching. So when I was the Tremakumar Maharaj, I asked to give class every day. Every day, Bhagavatam class. It was too much for me because I had other duties to see to. When I was a pujari, I seemed to do it. Maharaj, I can't do this thing. I told Maharaj, I can't. I'm giving class every day. Maharaj said, you can do it. Maharaj told me, it's easy. It's easy. Prabhupada is so kind, he gave purport. He said, you read the verse, you don't have a purport, skip to the next one. Skip to the next one until you go to a verse where there's a purport and Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, I've given her everything. He told me, no, you can do this. So he said, okay, you told me deity service and preaching. So we engage in deity service. Do we really need, this thing, the method of to attain perfection, the destination is Harinam Sankirtan. Why should we do deities? So, okay, the tongue is engaged in chanting the holy name, what the body is doing. So the body is engaged in cleaning the temple, and brahmanas. Do the deities and dress them and always keep Madhajis and Prabhus separately, When the Madhajis are there, Prabhus are not there. So it's like that. That things that we learn, that the supreme enjoyer is the Lord. We offer. And then that's how we know our position, that we are a servant. That should we take some comments from Maharaj? Maharaj? Yeah, I'd like to hear from you if you can add something. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Any question? Hare Krishna, Maraji. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, thank you so much for your lecture. When you were telling about devotees have to give up everything, and this is, of course, the silence or complete surrender. But still, we're also not encouraged to give up everything in that sense externally, like just go to the temple. So, could you explain what it actually means and when we should give up external things and when we should?
Hare Krishna, it's a good question. So, when we say give up, what are we giving up? Anything belong to us? There's nothing we are giving up. We're fooling ourselves. We are thieves, We are just using everything for ourselves that doesn't belong to us. So you're not giving up anything. That's what Prabhupada said. You bring me more. Not enough. Bring me more. An expert Vaishnava devotee, everything belongs to the Lord. What belongs to you belongs to the Lord, belong to you, belong to me, belong to the Lord. Your wife is not your wife. Your husband is not your husband. And to that extent, that nothing belongs to you. You came with nothing, you go with nothing. This body doesn't belong to you. So it's given to you. The same, Jarabara is the King Rahugan. You think you're king. You think like living entities being king, being poor, street sweeper. We've gone to the Brahmananda Brahmite. We have been, like I was saying, Guru Krishna Prasad Pai, Krishna Bhaktilata Beach, unless until the circle of life and death and this going to that, keep going till you have the mercy of the Vaishnava, and then you hit the jackpot. And I said, here you are. Now it's time for me to fortunate to advance. But I'll come to the question that we're giving up. To give up how? Like that, like some bhogi yogis, give up everything, go to the jungle, to the forest, and I was reading somewhere the so-called renounced, Langa Babas and this and that, renounce, they don't even wear clothes, they renounce everything. They say we are in the topmost, we don't even use clothes, we just renounce completely. And they're having relationship with women after that, in the recreation time or the break time or whatever it is. What kind of renunciation is? The renunciation, monkeys are renounced as well, when monkeys, and they also renounce the vegetarians, Okay, so they renounce and behave like a monkey or like that, and monkey will have intercourse with all the female monkeys, and then but living in a forest. So what's the sense of that? What's this yogi who went in the water? What's the name? Renounce everything. But seeing a fish, getting to, like engaging in intercourse, and then come out there, you have to accept a wife, this and that. So nothing, I can say, a little bit harsh, a little bit direct, but this is how it is. You have to say that nothing belongs to us. We use everything in Krishna's service. The only thing you can't use in Krishna's service is envy. Envy you can't use in Krishna's service. You can use anger, but not towards the Vaishnavas. But down, you want to destroy, you want to attack the Vaishnava, or come to harm a devotee, or create some disturbance and this and that. You have to be a Kshatriya at that time and defend the Vaishnava, protect the temple, but envy, no. To the extent that your sex life also can be used in Krishna service. And you have, good Vaishnava, but you have to chant 50 rounds before you do that. Chant 50 rounds. The wife chant 50 rounds. The husband chant 50 rounds. By the time you finish the 50 rounds, you don't want to do it anymore. So is it worth it? No. Then you became a vanaprastha after. You just renounce everything. You say, I have a taste. I got a taste after chanting this holy name. I've got a higher taste. How you reverse? Rasavarjam vasagrasopi asa param disvani bharati. You won't give up your lower taste, but you get a higher taste. So I got a higher taste of the holy name. And then, no, I'm not interested anymore. Yes, we encourage everything in Krishna service. Nothing belongs to us. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his beautiful song, he sings, Grihe tako, vane tako, sadahari bole tako, sukhe dukhe bole tako, sadahari naam bole. It doesn't matter what ashram you are. Grihe, Griha, Grihastha, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. But if you have your holy name dancing on your tongue, it's enough. So you chant, you want to be a brahmachari, be a good brahmachari. You want to be grihastha, can be good grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. You can be a grihastha brahmachari. You can be a brahmachari, but you can be a grihastha brahmachari. Yeah, you follow rules and regulations. And we don't want to get anything irrelevant going out of the verse that we discussed this morning. It's to get knowledge. These are knowledge that one should have to go back to Godhead. And then Prabhupada emphasized of the devotional service. So the yogi, they attain perfection. Through the yogi process, they attain perfection, and they go to Brahma Jyoti, and then to enjoy, drink somaras, I don't know what. And then what happened? But it is temporary. You have to come back. Why you have to come back? Because you didn't take shelter of devotional service. So there was a tent program in Bombay. In Bombay, there were 10 programs organized for Srila Prabhupada. And then it was a huge success. And maybe Maharaj knows the name of the person who organized that. Then Prabhupada was so happy. Prabhupada called him and told, what, thank you so much for organizing this. People had the opportunity to hear the holy name. It's all thanks to you, He said, when you're leaving this body, you're going back to Krishna. Haribo. But he said, no, Swami. No. Don't say that. I want to go to heavenly planet. I want to drink somaras. So unfortunate. Okay, Swami said, okay, tatastu. Anyway, that's where you want to go. So Brihad Bhagavatamritam, Maharaj had the opportunity to have this from Maharaj directly in 1989. He was teaching that. Maharaj said, Gop Kumar, the one part of going to different planets, okay, go places, drink somaras, go to the, even to Vaikuntha Lok, he even reached there. And then as soon as it comes, then he saw Vishnu with 4 arms and he paying obeisances. Then you're saying, no, I'm not the original. Everybody got 4 arms here. Everybody has 4 arms. You will get 4 arms too. Everybody got 4 arms. But they said, no, I didn't come for that. No, I don't want to be here. So he was going to higher and higher planet. No, he said, I want to be with Krishna as a cowherd, in a cowherd boy, and be with Krishna in Krishna's association, be with Krishna in this pastime, be with him and serve him, and be as one of the original position to be a cowherd boy back again, be with Krishna. That's where I want to be. So you reach there. You read that part and get it. It's beautiful. There is the devotee. They don't desire anything. So what to speak of sense gratification? Simple sense gratification. They are not interested. Of course, prasadam. So Prabhupada said, prasadam, even Maharaj also, Prakisha Maharaj was very strict about that devotee is taken care of. And before he takes any prasad, he will ask, what devotees are having? What others are having? He will always ask. So devotees are a prasad. And Prabhupada will make sure that, he said, prasad in a temple must be so nice that you don't want to go anywhere else. You don't want to go anywhere else. You want to just, this is heavenly prasad. So, okay, you eat 1 chapati, it's okay. You eat 10 chapati, take 10 chapatis. So you eat according to the size of your body and a fire of digestion, how much you can digest, and eat more and more and more. When you join, you eat a mountain of prasadam. After that, slowly you're cutting down. You go to boil fruit, boil sabjis, right? So, never mind. That's how. We're supposed to start the other way, but never mind. You start, you more you advance, you see that you eat to survive, you eat to keep your body and soul together. But anyway, you can indulge in prasadam. Have prasadam. Then, when you go out, leave the temple, come Sankirtan, come back, and say, you know what, I want to be prasadam time. Have lunch. I used to, and it's good, I just want to share it with you. So I used to, sorry, I'm going off the topic. When I was in the management, I would tell the devotees, everybody out. Sankirtan, go. And I would say, also Pujari also can go, So I would do the DD service and everybody out to Sankirtan. Then I'll cook the lunch. I'll go in the kitchen and cook the lunch. And then when they come, they look forward, they know there'll be a feast every day. So they will come and have prasadam. We never had shortage of prasadam. And we never had shortage of Lakshmi. And devotees were so happy. And then you have nice prasadam. Then some temple you go, there's no full-time devotees anymore. All the congregation devotees are doing service, which is not so good. Not good. It's good, not good, good. Engage everybody's congregation. But we have experience. All the devotees have experience how is temple devotees. Imagine, just picture 50, 75 devotees in a temple full, brahmacharis and then everything is done by them. Some temple you go now that they're employing people to clean, but before you do everything, clean the toilet, do everything, the devotee will do. That's beautiful communities of devotees. We're lamenting. Don't have to lament. But it's not too late. I mean, we feel we come in another temple in South Africa. There also now hardly any full-time devotees, just a few. And then I was happy to see some full-time devotees. And, take me back when I joined. That mood of service and Hari Kirtan. And I apologize again, Maharaj. I was a little bit loud this morning. So, Hare Krishna. Mataji, thank you. There's a short question and long answer. Anyone else has another question? Is it time's up? Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Hare Krishna.